what in the world are the Hornets doing?
The Knicks are reeling! The Hornets are surging!
Crazy offense and stifling defense, playing like the best team in the league. Banchero and the Magic struggled against the kings of all teams, while Duren was toying with the Pelicans. So we gotta start in Charlotte, where my Knicks got punched in the mouth early.
LaMelo! And shows up each and every night. LaMelo! No, this is wondrous! Tell you what. Knicks don't turn it over a bunch. Sixth best current team in terms of controlling the basketball. Miles Bridges, first hammer of the night.
The Hornets got up and running, building a 7-point lead in just 3 minutes of action. LaMelo was super busy at the start, scoring 10 points and dishing out 3 assists till the middle of the first period.
Khan. First three-pointer for the rookies.
Just straight up shooter right there.
Oh, LaMelo! Question him early.
They were flying up and down the court, totally catching the Knicks by surprise. But not for long, cause Jalen Brunson slowly but surely got his team back in the game.
Brunson doing Brunson things. Brunson, he has been the truth. Everything the Knicks have needed, he has provided. Oh my goodness, this kid can do it all. Jalen Brunson.
Brunson had a huge first quarter, racking up 17 of his 26 points to make it a single possession game. In the second, he became more of a facilitator, throwing lobs to Mitchell Robinson.
That's a tremendous weapon. Another lob to Mitchell Robinson. He's now made 13 consecutive shots.
This is not a deja vu, it's just what the defense gave them. But Musa Diabate said enough is enough, stealing the ball from OG, which leads us to Khan rewriting some history on the other end.
Sion back to Khan.
This was Kniple's 250th three of the season, making him the only NBA player aged 22 years or younger to reach that milestone. And he's 20. That's some scary news for the rest of the league. However, Anunoby made sure to redeem himself by knocking down a pair of triples as well.
Anunoby! Ah!
Wow. Come on!
Oh, my word! Anunoby! This kid is amazing!
He got him to go, but both were tightly contested. I wasn't too happy with how the Knicks offense was looking last night, honestly. There was a sense in the air that the Hornets could go off at any given moment.
Again, Miles on the block. This time the open man is Brandon. No! It's just a kiss of the hop. No time for Kobe White. Oh my goodness. This guy is unbelievable.
Kobe White nails the fadeaway to give his new team a 10-point lead at the break. And coming out of it, the hive was still buzzing.
Knipple. LaMelo. Another three-pointer for LaMelo.
In the third quarter, get Towns for his ball.
Back-to-back threes for LaMelo. Transition three. His fourth of the night. The Knicks are reeling. The Hornets are surging.
LaMelo and Khan made Eric Collins lose his mind. And Mike Brown too, cause he was forced to call a timeout after seeing his team fall into a 15-point hole. The Rookie of the Year favorite made it rain last night, hitting 6 of 10 from beyond the arc. And I know that Curry's 3-point record is the far neverland, but hear me out for a second. Knipple is on pace to reach 284 threes by the end of the year, a mark which Steph managed to hit much later in his 6th NBA season. Matter of fact, Curry combined for only 372 threes by the time he was 24, and Khan will most definitely blow way past that at 21 next year. So let that sink in for a moment. Anyway, we get back on the court and New York's offense is still stagnant, relying solely on isolation plays with Cat and Brunson working hard just to score a deuce.
To go to 20 points. And Cat just played great defense on Brunson and Brunson's still hitting. Brunson. Classic Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, all of this just to cut the lead to 11. And Coach Lee had to work even harder just to get a timeout.
Great knowledge of what was happening. Knipple knew that the shot clock was winding down.
Kept him in the corner. Ooh.
And the Hornets call a timeout.
That was a bit awkward, but at least he got his players pumped up afterwards.
Tension of this Knicks team. But he gets free! Sets up Grant. Matches Grant Williams!
And just like that, the Hornets lead was up to 18 points heading into the fourth. They're leading the league in made threes while shooting the third best percentage. And when you're up big, you start to experiment, which often leads to spectacular plays.
Grant's gonna have to fire. No!
Williams switched the pass mid-air to Diabate for the jam, and Grant made his presence felt on the defensive end as well.
Diawara! Bad idea!
Damn, the Hornets played like a real playoff caliber team last night. On the contrary, I don't know what the heck were Brunson and Cat doing on this possession. Musa used their clumsiness to sneak up, steal the ball, and pass it to Miller for the exclamation point. Brandon hammers the fast break dunk for his 21st point of the night, putting his team up by just as much. And since I mentioned Diabate, I gotta give praise to him for doing much of the dirty work. Fighting, diving for loose balls, things that wouldn't show up on the box score but are super important to the team's spirit and identity. When the starting five of him, LaMelo, Khan, Miller, and Bridges play together, the Hornets have a staggering record of 27 wins and just 5 losses. Knipple led the way last night with 26 points, 11 boards, and 8 assists, all team highs by the way. They out-rebounded New York 43-24 in this game, resulting in them winning the second chance points battle as well. Charlotte snaps the Knicks' 7-game winning streak just to extend theirs to 5 games now. They have the #1 offense and the 3rd best defense in the league over the last 15 games. That's legit. And before we move on to the next one, I gotta show you Khan getting his head struck with the basketball by this crazy fan. Dude thought that he was Luka Doncic for a moment and took a shot from behind the backboard, which obviously ended up in the wrong place. Anyway, moving on to Orlando, where Paolo Banchero and the Magic were desperately trying to end their 6-game losing streak.
Banchero with that Euro step and an easy flip off the glass. Attacking Achua, muscles it in. Banchero powering it up against Achua. Had it blocked once, but not twice.
Banchero was bullying the Kings inside the paint throughout the whole game, scoring 16 of his 30 points on layups and dunks. Regardless, they still couldn't knock off Sacramento.
Grabbed by Monk, running down the floor, bounce pass to DeRozan, he'll lay it in, it's a 2-point game.
With 27 of his 33 points throughout the first 3 quarters, DeRozan somehow kept his team in the game. So, playing a tight game in the fourth, Banchero and Bane gave their best to try and create some separation.
Hand off to Bane, shot clock under 3, Bane drives, tosses it up and gets the soft touch finish.
Had so much success getting into the paint, now they got to keep going.
Bane hits the lefty layup to put Orlando up by 12 in the middle of the final period. But will it be enough?
Him up on that switch. DeRozan. Plowden rattles in another 3. Plowden, another 3. Good again. It's to go in the fourth quarter. Malik Monk fires the pass out to Plowden. Plowden driving with the shot clock at 2. Took a lot of steps.
Daquan Plowden, an undrafted guy playing in his 29th NBA game ever, took over the clutch, scoring 15 of his 23 points to cause the Magic some real troubles.
DeMar DeRozan to Plowden, fires for 3, got it, and cuts the lead to 1.
Goodness.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, here we go. Plowden swishes the 3 to make it a 1-point game. It's on now. The Kings played solid defense on the other side as well, containing Banchero and holding their ground for 20 seconds straight. But then...
Bane pops it out the side. 3-point shot. He throws it. Money.
Boy, they needed that one. Jalen Suggs comes to the rescue with a 3 at the last second. This proved to be the dagger as the Magic hung on to win it at the free throw line at the end. Finally, this was a must-win for them to keep up with the surging Hornets. On the other hand, in a much more relaxed atmosphere, the Pistons didn't have any troubles handling Zion and the Pels.
It's inside, stopped by Asar, and the pass is swiped by Jalen Duren. He'll lob it to Tobias for a jam. And a miss from there by Queen. Pistons, Kevin Huerter lays it behind him for JD and a jam.
Messed the whole thing up.
You could be right. JD to the basket for a dynamite dunk.
Jalen Duren dominated last night with 30 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and a couple of blocks and steals as well on 10 of 12 shooting from the field. Duren is really carrying the Pistons to an 8-2 record in Cade's absence, averaging 25 and 10 on 72% efficiency over the last 10 games. That's elite. And speaking of that, the NBA reached its culmination just yesterday with 2 insane thriller games, a bloody mouth, the clash of the Titans, and whatnot. I documented everything in this video right here, so check it out and talk to you in the next one. Peace out.